I normally keep a jar of honey in the car, but I ran out, so I've not been able to do it. And one of the things when I've been filming these videos, and I've had it since the start, is I'll start yawning. Even thinking about it now, the idea of a yawn is coming along. It's like when you see someone else yawn, but it's my own thought. So it's very annoying to be filming videos and be yawning. I mean, I'm talking, without this honey, I'd yawn 8 times over the space of 10 minutes. Almost a yawn a minute. But for some reason, I don't know if I've just trained myself that when I consume the honey, I don't yawn. Even though I'm talking about this now, makes it very difficult not to yawn. But anyway, that's a little behind the scenes, something that I do that really does work. Now, it is just pure sugar, but at least it's a healthy sugar, in my opinion. But yeah, anyway, this morning, I was actually thinking about Sabrina Carpenter, because I kept seeing clips this morning about stuff to do with her. And to me, she's come out of nowhere. Personally, for me, a few months ago, she came out of nowhere. You hear it from everyone else. You hear it from your girlfriend. You see her in the charts, and then everyone else starts talking about her. And I think, these people that get fame, sometimes they do literally come out of nowhere. They enter your world and you're like, now they're everywhere. Now they're just everywhere. And I wonder what it feels like to them. That's what I was thinking about this morning. People like her, who's gone from a life, whatever it was like before. I don't know anything about her. I don't know anything about what her life was like before. But I imagine, obviously, pre-fame, it's a different life to fame now. I wonder anyway. And it was interesting because last night I saw a video about, what's he called? Brian May. I think that's who I saw. Queen, legend guitarist. And someone asked him about how do you stay you with fame? And I do wonder that. Because the majority of us aren't ever going to feel that. Aren't ever going to feel what it's like to deal with thousands and hundreds of thousands, maybe even millions of people being a fan of you, criticizing you, loving you. Like, what a roller coaster of emotions that must be. And there's no handbook. There's no step-by-step rule of what you should do. Because every celebrity's situation is different. Some people get quick fame, literally the night after something happens, they're now famous. Look at that Hoctor girl, Haley someone, Welch, maybe? I don't know. I can't remember. But overnight, you're a sensation. And then you got other people who build it over years. I mean, look at, what's he called? Come on, Jamie. Gandalf. Come on. Sir Ian. Can't remember. That's bad. But Gandalf, he's gone all his acting career, maybe even theatre career. Again, I don't know too much about him. Of little fame. Then they do one movie. At the end of his life, well, when he's older, should I say, and he gets this fame. That's gotta be wild. That's gotta be a wild feeling. And I wonder which one's better. I wonder which one is better in life. Because I imagine that one, when you're about 60, and you get famous, are you more prepared for it? Because you've experienced life. Can you appreciate it more? Compared to someone, these children who get fame and it ruins their life, or maybe not even that far back, and maybe you're 20 or 30. What's life looking like for you, and are you mature enough to handle that? Because your life just completely changes, and we're probably not even designed to experience that many thoughts and emotions from other people. I mean, you look at, I think I heard on a video, Ronaldo has 400 million followers on Instagram. I mean, can you imagine that? Can you imagine 400 million people in one room? All because they want to see one person. You can't even compute that in your head. Yet we've got social media produces these numbers, and it almost breaks reality. Like, what would that actually look like if you put 400 million people around this one person and give that one person a microphone? What would you say? What would you say to 400 million people? And that's what social media is. And it's wild that our brain doesn't tell us that all the time. Like, if I was filming these videos and 100 people watched, not even 100, if 50 people watched, that's a small theatre room. I went and saw a comedian once. There weren't more than 50 people in there. Yet, instinctively, you wouldn't see that as a success. I remember other people. I mean, my brother, he has a YouTube channel. 2,000 views. You imagine that as being unsuccessful, especially comparing it to people who get 1 million views every time, hundreds of thousands of views every time. But if you sat 2,000 people in a room and you talk to them, you'd be shit nervous, and two, it'd be wild. I went to a Stephen Bartlett show a few months ago, maybe even 6 months ago. There couldn't have been more than 5,000 people in there. Yet if people got 5,000 views today, you'd be a bit disappointed, I imagine. And that's the reason I don't want to look at views, because your brain can't even compute it. Your brain can't compute the numbers. And these people that get this craze of fame, and you're the one in the moan, your brain has to trick you and has to tell you to just carry on being you. That is the only way. This is why all these people get into drugs, these rock and roll stars, and I mean, that is the lifestyle, but these famous people that can't cope. I mean, because it's a situation and that shouldn't be happening to us. We're monkeys from a forest, or wherever. We're monkeys. Our probably tribes definitely were more than 1,000 of us at the start. And I don't know, thinking this morning, it's wild. It must be a wild ride for these people who get fame, whether it's instant or gradual. It must take a lot of controlling of your mind and your emotions, and to keep your emotions in check and to keep you grounded must be a real task. If you think about it, like I said, how does Ronaldo not lose his mind? 400 million people, if that's correct, even if it's 100 million, all these people, it's such a responsibility, and anything you post is seen by that many people, which is wild in itself. But yeah, anyway, that's what I was thinking about this morning, so peace.